Okay, remember the guy that Robert Durst?
Yeah.
So
The Jinx guy, right?
he's the Jinx guy, and we've sort of, our body was telling us about this documentary. And
I told you about it.
One of my friends, I don't know which one, someone in my ethos, someone in my orbit.
Someone in the orbit told you.
Someone in the orbit was telling me about this movie, The Jinx. And basically, they're making a documentary about him. And by the end, it'd be like if they were doing a whodunit about Danny for who ate all the men's asses.
Yeah.
And he was in there being like, I can't wait to find the
I
real
was like
ass eater.
on a hot mic, and then I was just like,
You're doing the OJ
Danny,
thing.
you ate all the asses, you know it, and they're just listening to you.
He's in the bathroom and he's looking at himself in the mirror and he goes, and you did it, of course. And he killed all these people and he's vowed to find the real killer, OJ style.
Yeah.
That's how funny is this? Your girl catches you fucking another
He's
girl.
like dead to rights.
And you vow to find the real cheater.
Yeah. I go, you got cheated on. I'm certain of it. It was not me, though.
She looks in your phone and she finds messages sent. You go, I vow to find the person who sent those.
You're like
fucking dick
literally,
pics
you're
in
on
my
like
dick.
you're like on a casting website trying to find like body doubles. You're like you're like running a casting session for guys that look like you.
I vow to find the real person who cheated on you. It's like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
So this guy, he has his trial and he's been putting it off forever and doing every trick in the book, being like, just the same way with Cosby and fucking Harvey Weinstein.
Well, you got to be sympathetic, right?
Yeah, so they come in and they have a cane, a neck brace, the whole thing.
Blind.
They can barely, he's blind now. There was, this reminds me of one of my favorite things when we were young. There was a chiropractor. This was like an old school prank, but we would get new people to do it every time. So this is probably grade 4, so don't judge it too harshly. But there was a chiropractor place, and the guy would walk by and he had a cane. And there was 3 photos. One with him with his cane. No, one with him with his walker. Another with him with his cane in the air. And then another him with throwing the cane in the air, right? And we would get all the people that we knew to go in there and be like, hey, just wondering how much for dancing lessons? And they go, what? We go, well, isn't there a guy dancing on the sign? They go, no, it's a chiropractor. And whatever. We probably got 75 people. Like, we'd meet a new person.
Just go in there for dancing.
Because they had a guy dancing on the sign. But the Robert Durst... So he's supposed to get sentenced, and this thing's so well. So he's supposed to get sentenced this week, and he's dead to rights. Like, this guy did the crime, admitted it in a huge documentary, and this is what the article comes out this week. Mr. Robert Durst, his murder trial has been delayed because what he did was he showed up to the trial, and right before he was going to go in, he shit his pants.
Yeah.
And he said...
I mean, it's literally like you can't, it's the ultimate, like, if you're ever on death row, if you're listening to this on death row right now, every time they take you to get executed, just shit your pants.
And they can't.
And they go, I guess we'll have to do it another day. You're not going to execute a man with soiled underwear.
This man is fucking kind of a legend a little bit.
A legend for shitting
they go,
himself.
Okay, you ready for your final trial?
Guess not.
Guess not.
Guess we're going to have to... I guess you could say it's a hung jury. No, it's so annoying.
That doesn't even
it doesn't make any sense. No, at all. You know what's so funny?
That's Danny fucking sitting there with shit in his pants. I guess you call that a hung jury. What? I don't know. I shit my pants. I don't know. My pants are full of shit.
You know what's the worst though? Because I'm reading this, and then so they have to like take him back to the jail, and then someone has to clean him up. And you know, like the guy who has to clean him up, who's like a jail guard / orderly, he's like...
He's a billionaire, too.
He's a billionaire, but also you're like, come on, man. And you're like, you're just doing this to avoid whatever. And
yeah, but he's literally, every time he does stuff like this, he gets another like 6 months of chilling in his house instead of jail.
He's going back to jail. No, he's in jail.
Oh, no, I thought he's not in jail.
No. He's in... That's the thing, is he's in jail.
I don't think that's true.
It said right here, so he had to be returned to the jail to be cleaned up.
Yeah, but he's not living in jail. They just bring him back to the jail to clean him up because of this. Because basically what happened was his lawyer goes, no, he can't be cleaned up. Like this, they go, his lawyer comes out, he goes, diarrhea is a deadly disease. Your Honor,
it is. A lot of
this
people
is
die of
apprehensible. Diarrhea. This is smelly. This is disgusting. And my client cannot be sentenced with a log of shit inside his pants. That's his lawyer. He comes out. And so he goes, he arrived at the courthouse and he says, unable to unable to change or be in court. And his lawyer starts arguing. He goes, it was very awful. It was very foul. And he goes, as a lawman, I know diarrhea often can cause dehydration, and it's a serious condition. And given Mr. Durst's myriad of other conditions, he said we need to bring him back to his house to deal with it the proper way. And then the fucking district attorney goes, yeah, luckily we don't have to depend on laymen. And the county has demonstrated that they can take proper care of Mr. Durst. So basically,
I think he's in jail.
He might be in jail.
Yeah, he's in jail waiting for this trial.
Okay, so that was the first part. And it's getting even creepier.
I mean, the craziest part is I actually have diarrhea right now.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's almost I just got it from reading this.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Yeah. Imagine I just fucking had diarrhea during one of these podcasts, and you're like, "What is that smell?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's just probably just."
That could be fucking anyone, man. Maybe it's just a hung jury. So, if you haven't watched The Jinx, you should watch this. But on top of that, so he originally killed his wife back in the day before killing
allegedly
2 or 3 other people. And then this is like 20 years ago. They did all the trials. And then this article comes out this week when the diarrhea article comes out. It says Jill Biden's ex admitted that he had an affair with Robert Durst's wife. So Jill Biden, I guess, I don't know if she was married before. I think they said married because they...
Yeah, no, because Joe Biden lost his wife died in a car crash with his kid.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like when he was a senator or something, he lost like his whole family in a car
And then
crash.
he fucking stole this guy's wife.
Yeah.
Who stole Robert Durst's wife.
Yeah.
So this guy, Jill Biden's ex, he basically comes out and he says, I was with her 8 days and he caught us having an affair. Ooh. And it was like, well, yeah, that information might have been useful 6 years ago or 60 years ago, whatever it was. So Jill Biden's ex-husband revealed that she had an intimate relationship with the first wife and accused killer of the real estate heir, Robert Durst, just 10 days before she vanished in 1982. And he goes, I feel like I'm the missing link in the case. He said he's a concert hall owner in Delaware. And he told... But like, so on top of why I bring it up now, this guy's energy is very much like, yeah, dude, like he's trying to get clout off it. He's like, yeah, I'm the reason she kills him. And then she goes, yeah, she led me back to the bedroom. We closed the door. And that's when life changed for both of us. Totally unexpected. Beautiful night and no regrets.
He's just like fucking, he's just like a 40-year-old kill that he's still like kind of reminiscing. He goes, fucking, yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, he literally is. He met up with these people and they're like, that's crazy. And he was like, yeah, I fucked her doggy style. Like, yeah. he is reminiscing.
He's like, we did every position. She's, like, she's dead.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but she wasn't.
He goes, so what happened after she was murdered? And he goes, you want to smell my fingers? So he goes, beautiful night, no regrets. That's what his first stand.
You think fucking this Durst character is like he kind of like has a fucking wants to kill Biden next, like Joe Biden? He goes, you motherfucker.
Yeah, Durst would love to kill Joe Biden.
Yeah.
And the next thing I realized, there was a pounding on the door at 7:30 a.m. She runs out of the bathroom.
Wasn't the only pounding. That
was
day.
not the only pounding. She runs back in and says, "It's Bob." I jump up, I runs out the window, and then all of a sudden he screams something. And he continues, blah, blah, blah. And then, so asked if he thought that his intimate relationship had anything to do with her disappearance, Stevenson said, absolutely.
That'd be so funny if the quote was, he goes, there was a pounding on the door, and that wasn't the only like that was his quote. But that was his quote.
He says, absolutely, dude. He's like, fucking, it was a legendary fuck, dude. So this guy's bragging.
Yeah.
So this guy... Durst is in jail, shitting his pants. Jill Biden's ex is out there being like, "Yeah, I fucked her good too." Yeah. And then the last thing they go, I feel if something was wonderful at the end of her life, I hope this was it. So this is his last quote. He goes, "I just hope she had some of the same thoughts at the end there." So his last thing he
like
says,
as she's getting murdered, she's just thinking about getting how this dude tuned her up.
Jill Biden's ex, which by the way. That might be why Biden's such a bitch, because Jill Biden was fucking getting it. So this guy, she got murdered, and he goes, yes, she was murdered, but if you know how good my dick was,
Yeah, it's honestly, she probably wasn't that bummed about
her
getting
life was
murdered.
flashing before her eyes, but it's all just everything that was flashing was just the 10 positions he put her in.
Just him spinning her around on
Yeah,
her.
her life's flashing before her eyes as he's stabbing her. It's like doggy style, and then he put me up against the wall. Then he was drilling me while he pushes his dick down, and I have my legs in there. And Durst is like, "You bitch." Isn't that fucking wild? We didn't know that Jill Biden's
interesting little
ex
wrinkle.
was fucking putting it down like that.
Yeah.